Hi everyone, it's Joann McMillan, the travel agent next door, and welcome to my travel show. Today I have a guest, and it is Carlo Trinidad with AMR Resorts. Welcome, Carlo.
Thank you, Joanne. Welcome, everybody. Hope everybody's keeping safe and staying well. But Joanne, thank you so much for this opportunity to join your travel show with you. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Carlo. Can you give us a little bit of information about yourself before we get started?
Absolutely. So, as you mentioned, my name is Carlo Trinidad. I am the BDM, the Business Development Manager for AMResorts in Western Canada. I'm based in Vancouver. I live in the suburbs of Vancouver, and I look after BC and Alberta. I've been with the company for almost 7 years now, but I've been in the travel industry for 30 years. Prior to being AMResorts, I've been with a few tour operators and airlines, and 7 years ago was my first foray into the hotel world, the land side of the business, if you will, and enjoying every moment of the 30 years in this industry.
Awesome. Carlo, can you give us some updates on what's happening with AMR Resorts?
Absolutely. So first of all, I want to give you a little bit of background. As you see in the previous slide, we have quite a bit of collections or portfolio, if you will, on our company. So we are a collection of luxury resorts, predominantly luxury resorts, all across the most popular destinations of Mexico and the sun destination, the Caribbean and Central America. So the company is 18 years young. Just to give you a little history on the company, we have a portfolio of 8 brands with over 70 hotels. We are the fastest growing all-inclusive resort company in the market, and we constantly innovate our product and the services and raising the level of all-inclusive luxury in the marketplace. We do have, as I mentioned, 70 plus resorts, and that's scattered throughout the most popular sun destinations. Of course, Mexico is our biggest portfolio, that being the #1 sun destination for Canadians to travel to. And then you'll see on the map, we do have resorts in Dominican Republic and Jamaica and Curacao, Costa Rica, Panama, St. Martin. And as of last year, we expanded our company and opened a new brand in Europe. So we're now across the pond, but understanding that the primary market for the European destinations are the Europeans. So we're not really focusing a lot on the Spanish properties, but it's going to be coming soon. Tour operators, in fact, on an FIT level, on an individual booking level, are already selling our properties for those interested in vacationing on the island destinations in Spain. Yeah, so that's kind of just a brief overview. Sorry about the lag there. That was just a brief overview of the company and the destinations that we offer.
Okay, thank you, Carlo. Now, there's a program you have out. It's called a Clean Complete program, I believe.
Correct. So that's a new program that we put out in the marketplace post-pandemic in preparation for, being optimistic, the end of COVID-19. So we do have a program prior to this virus becoming a pandemic. We already put out our customer reassurance program, which had been expanded to the Clean Complete verification. So let me just give you kind of a short overview of what that entailed. So as a company, of course, a lot of the hotel chains and airlines, and they do have protocols that they do have that they perhaps one day need to implement, and that day came. So when it was an epidemic, immediately our companies put our protocols in place, making sure that we adhere to the international standards of Cristal certification. So this is a company that has the highest standards of quality and hygiene practices for the industry. And so that basically entails complete cleaning of the common areas of the resorts, on-site physicians that are in place. We do have clinics at all of our properties with nurses, but now the physicians were put into place. and again, hygiene protocols, hand gel, sanitizers, disinfectants, cleaning, and all of that. Since it became a pandemic, um, the properties had to shut down with the cancellation of all the flights, and rightly so. It indicated that everybody was all about the safety and security and stay at home, and in order to avoid the spread of the virus. So, in preparation for the resorts to be open, and this is kind of a little bit of a process for us because it's not just us as hoteliers, but we work with our tour operator partners and the travel community. So we want to make sure that we have our ducks in a row, hence clean complete verification. So that really looks at this program on a 360-degree view for quality, safety, and hygiene. Right from the arrival experience at the guests, and what measures do we have in place. And you see that number one up there. Sorry for the small fonts. But again, these are measures that we put into place as our guests arrive, with the temperature checks and with the sanitation of the luggage carts and the check-in areas, as well as the room cleaning procedures. And again, this is where Crystal certification comes in, and we will have every time a guest departs the property, and when the guest comes into their room, the door hanger will indicate that the room had been sanitized. Number three, time to relax, sanitation throughout the resort. This gives our guests peace of mind in ensuring that our properties do have measures in place, whether it be the food and beverage outlets, whether it be the pool area, and again, the common facilities of the property. Number four is fun for the kids, because we want to make sure with our family brands that our amenities and services for children and teenagers also fall within those cleaning procedures. And of course, a big component on that, number five, is dining in style, food and beverage protocols, and that is including back of house and front of house, meaning the kitchen and the dining rooms, and what protocols are in place, social distancing, the tables being a little bit more spread out, and then with the and again, the overall guest experience at the resort. Number six is the checkout and the departure process. We're going to implement an express checkout, and again, limiting the guests to be able to interact with the staff in case they have those things in their mind. But again, back of house, as far as our staffing is concerned, all of that. Number seven, you will see not only for sanitation activities, but as well for temperature checks, and even when the staff go in and out of the resort in their own back of house entrances, we want to make sure those sanitation practices are also put into place. And then number eight, we again, this is where Crystal certification comes in. Don't just take our word for it. We're not just putting this out, if for marketing purposes. We want to make sure that our properties are verified, that we do have Crystal there, backing up our actions. As well with Crystal, there are two other components. One is POSI, which is, again, looking at the overall actions and practices at the resort, as well as food check, as I mentioned earlier, for the kitchen. So these are measures that we put into place, making sure that one of our clearest visions in preparation for the opening, if you will, of the travel world, the vacation world. We want to make sure that we give that peace of mind, and we want to be the best and the safest choice for our clients, whether it be new clients or returning guests, that we would be the best and safest choice for their vacation. So that in a nutshell is clean, complete verification.
Carlo, I just have a question in regard to the crystal standards and this third-party verification. Is this something that will be where they will come in on a regular basis to do these checks, or how often
Absolutely.
do you expect it?
Yeah, there are definitely checks and balances in place with Cristal, and there's an audit in place as well, and I believe it is a monthly audit. But again, a lot of that, when we are verified by Cristal, and Cristal is a company that also protects their verification program and systems. So it's not like a resort can say, well, I can do it when they're here, but then when they leave, we can do whatever we want. No, part of this partnership and commitment for AMResorts, not only with the um, audits in place, but we want to make sure that our guests are also seeing that these practices are constantly being done on a daily basis. Because, at the end of the day, if a guest feels unsafe, and Cristal may say, you're not certified anymore. And of course, there are processes in place in order, and again, those are the audits. But our partnership and our verification with Cristal is something that we really take to heart. It's very, very important for us. We don't want to lose that certification. So we want to make sure that it's a constant movement of activities and implementation of activities at our resorts.
Well, that certainly should give people peace of mind. Do you see this carrying on when things, I don't know, get back to the new norm, or um, is this just a temporary thing, do you think? Or
Well, I think, and again, our standards and protocols for cleanliness and hygiene was already in place. And I think because it became a pandemic with coronavirus, will it remain? I think it will remain until there is a vaccine, and then until there's an eradication of this virus, such as what happened with SARS and H1N1. Not quite to the extent of coronavirus, but there was a point where SARS disappeared and H1N1 disappeared. So I think this clean, complete verification is here until we know that this virus is gone.
awesome. So people should feel safe in visiting your resorts again.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Um, what's new with AM Resorts, Carlos?
Now, lots. I mean, as a lot of people are saying, well, the travel industry is just so slow. Yes, it is, but there's a lot of things going on our corporate side, on the back end, if you will. And again, all of these actions are in preparation for the opening. And we do have a few properties that are opening still. And we do have four. These are properties that have opened or were scheduled to open before the pandemic. And of course, the property that opened, such as the Now Natura and the Secret St. Martin, they opened, but then they had to close down again. But I just want to give you a little bit of synopsis of we continue to grow as a company, Dreams Curacao in the Caribbean. It's a very popular destination. It's a diving mecca. So this property was a takeover. So it's not a brand new resort. It used to be the Hilton Curacao, and it became the Dreams Curacao in December, located in Piscadera Bay. It's a year-round service from Toronto. So great opportunity for our tour operator partners with that connectivity from Western Canada. It's a great destination for people who say, oh, I've done a lot of Mexico and Dominican Republic. I need another Caribbean destination to visit. So this is a great cross-sell, if you will, via Toronto. And then we have a brand new property that opened on March 1st, but again closed down and reopening on July 1st. It's the Now Natura. It's a brand new construction. It's in the Riviera Cancun region of Riviera Maya. So it's very close to Cancun Airport, south of Cancun Airport, around 15 minutes. And as you can see with this photo, which I love, this is the spa at Now Natura. So we have incorporated the natural elements of the Riviera Maya into the resort, having the cenote spa and beautiful elements, again, very natural, a lot of wood features to it. And of course, it's a brand new construction, so it has all of that glitzy glam, spick and span kind of feel to it. It's sparkling clean and brand new. And then we have the Dream. So this is a sneak peek for you, by the way. So Now Natura, as it was when we opened it and then closed down, when we reopened the resort, it actually is going to be rebranded to another family brand, which is the Dreams. It's going to be called the Dreams Natura. So that's a nice sneak peek for you. Secret St. Martin, again, another beautiful Caribbean destination, year-round service from Toronto. This is our first property in St. Martin, so it's a new destination for us. Again, this property was a takeover, but I consider this resort brand new because everything in this resort was rebuilt pretty much. Unfortunately, with Hurricane Irma passing through the Caribbean 2 years ago, it damaged this resort severely. And then the property was sold and essentially rebuilt as the new Secret St. Martin on the French side of the island. It's a nice, small, intimate resort, smaller for us, just over 200 rooms. Our average resort size is about 450, 500. That's our sweet spot, giving our resorts big enough for multiple options, but small enough that there's everything is accessible. We will never be the 3,000, 4,000 room all-inclusive concept. That's just not in our DNA. We're a little bit more focused on service and quality. And the fact that this property is just over 200 rooms, it really gives that intimacy and very luxurious feel to it. Another brand new construction is the 500-room Dreams Macau in Punta Cana. So this property is located on Macau Beach, just a mere 30 minutes north of Punta Cana Airport. This property is the only resort on this picturesque beach. Macau Beach is a stunning beach. I implore everybody to Google Macau Beach and just see these beautiful photos of this resort, beautiful photos of the beach. And we are proud enough to say that we are the only resort to date so far on this beautiful stretch of beach. Again, brand new construction. We have incorporated a beautiful blend of modern and tradition. I call it the modern tropical with the color schemes that really speak to the environment, the turquoise Caribbean, but maintains a lot of that traditional elements within the resort. And then Dreams Vista Cancun, opening this July as well, a brand new construction near the downtown core of Cancun, just outside the hotel zone, in a new district that's being commercialized as Puerto Cancun. And Puerto Cancun is on the beach, it's right downtown, so you're mere 2 minutes from everything that downtown Cancun has to offer with local restaurants and local nightlife and local shopping and flea markets, and only a mere 30 minutes from Cancun Airport. It is a high-rise design, much like a lot of resorts and hotels in Cancun. Because of space and size of lots, most of the resorts are high-rise, just over 400 rooms with every suite having that ocean view. Because the beauty with this property is right next to a golf course. So you've got the triple views of the sea views, the golf course views, and the city views. So you have a 160-degree view, great facilities for children and families alike. And the beauty, I think going to be one of my favorite spots in this resort is the third pool, which is at the rooftop, which is dedicated to an adults-only section, an adult-only pool area for our preferred club guests. So this is going to be one of the stellar sellers in downtown Cancun or in the Cancun region. And again, because it is brand new construction, it's going to have that modernity, the level of modernity and fun elements for the kids as well. So those are, what's new with us. Lots of things going on. And also in this time of slowness, if you will, for lack of better wording, we constantly, enhance the properties too. So a lot of resorts are taking the opportunity to better their services, better their aesthetics. So there's a lot of renovation projects happening, more aesthetic, like soft good renovations and upgrading the resort in order to prepare the properties for the reopenings.
Wow, that's amazing of all the new stuff coming up. Some of them I'm looking at and I thought, oh, I need to go to that one.
Yeah.
I do specialize in health and wellness and luxury spas and vacations. So this will just be something I can share with my clients. I also will be sharing it on my website as well, but it's really given an update of what you have to offer in the next coming months. And I appreciate you taking the time today to share it with us. And if anybody's interested in learning more about any of these properties, I'm sure you'd be welcome to come back and share that with us. Also, I know there's opportunity for groups, whether it's wedding groups or anniversary. You guys all have that accommodation for that type of travel as well. So
Yeah, and because again we have so many brands, we really cater to so many different demographics. And as you see with my banner behind me here, which doesn't even get all the brands, so we do have the product that caters to all budget requirements and all fields, because we do have our adult only and the family resorts. And as you say, group opportunities, whether it be leisure group or corporate group, even on the leisure side, even though destination weddings are really the biggest group segment in the market. But in thinking outside the box, there's really many opportunities for groups, even special interest groups, celebration groups, may it be family reunions and multi-generational travel, special interest golfing groups, diving groups, cultural groups. So, we can always incorporate the cultural elements. Yes, our properties are located on these beautiful beach destinations, but I think what a lot of clients need to understand, that there's so much more in a destination, specifically like Costa Rica, even Riviera Maya, where there's so many opportunities out there to, inject culture into your travel, inject adventure into your travel with, a lot of the offerings available within the destination and what there is for them to be able to experience. So there's really a whole gamut of group travel. And as you know, when you're working with the tour operators, such as our partners like Air Canada Vacations and Transat Holidays and WestJet and Air Canada and Sunwing and travel brands. So these are important partners for us too. That it's not just about us as hoteliers, but we've got these great relationship with our tour operator partners, and again, you may have that option for service or upgraded levels with their premium classes or their business class, if you will. So it's not just your typical, I want to go on the beach, and there's nothing wrong if that's what they want to do, a simple, just a beach holiday. But again, it's just more than just a beach holiday, thinking outside the realm of a resort and what could be done in the destination.
So, Carlo, just to go back a little bit onto the health and wellness that I've specialized in. So, if somebody was interested in doing, say, a yoga retreat, that would be an option for 'em. Your brand would have the facility to host that for them.
Absolutely. In fact, we do have a group yoga program in place. And again, this is available through the tour operators. So what the program entails is at minimum 15 passengers. And there are a handful out of our, 57 properties in Mexico, Caribbean, Central America. There's a handful of resorts that are participating. And if memory serves me correctly, there are about 15 resorts participating. And not only are they able to do yoga every day, they can even do it up to twice a day. So the resorts will assist them with determining yoga space at the property every day, up to 2 times a day. As well, part of this yoga program, the added value, the resorts will provide one group dinner for the group and a welcome cocktail party for the group. So it's a great added value.
Yes, it certainly is. And I can see a lot of people interested in that in the yoga area for sure. And like you say, anything is customizable to any group. So I am really excited and looking forward to having my clients travel to these destinations and these hotels that you offer. And I want to thank you, Carlo. I know your time is limited and you've shared so much with us today. And I thank you for your time and the information that you shared.
It is absolutely my pleasure, and it's me that wants to thank you again for this opportunity to showcase AMResorts. And I'm for you, Joanne. I am just a mere phone call or email away. If there's anything I can do, definitely reach out. And again, thank you for the opportunity. And I wish to be able to host some of your guests at our beautiful properties when that time comes. Again, thank you so much for your
Thank you.
have a good day.
You too.